chilly out there, but I bet you already knew that. Tell you what, though, there was not a cloud in the sky last night. I saw a satellite go overhead last night on my way home. Really cool. Million stars.
Whoa. You can watch the stars at night. You can watch the power trip at 8 a.m.
Damn bright.
KFAN.com/watch.
Brilliant.
Hey. Thanks to Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
I'm in Texas. Watch. The stars at night.
So good. So good.
I love that bit.
Oh. Again, his Pee Wee Herman sounds like the kid from Overboard doing the Pee Wee Herman.
Yep.
Maybe I am the kid from Overboard.
Oh, my gosh.
How about that?
How awesome of a
That'd be
plot
great.
twist would that be?
Something else.
After 24 years on this show, you just reveal that you were the kid in Overboard. Doesn't quite line up time-wise because you would have been about 17, and that kid was probably 10.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe they filmed
Maybe
it
not.
7 years earlier, and they just had it in the can.
I was a very late bloomer.
Were you?
No.
No. When were you calling
Whoa.
the horny hotline?
I don't want to talk about it.
Ben, before the actually, hang on. Let's do Fan 5. Let's start Fan 5.
yeah, I'll hit the-
because Ben, you had something you wanted to get to.
Sports.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by Builders and Remodelers.
Maxo, the Timberwolves are at. They won 115-114 over the.
I wasn't listening.
Ben, you were saying?
You can get out. You can get that score out if you want.
The Wolves won 115-114
Yeah, there you
over
go.
Dallas. You had a question for us, so football related.
Well, when Tom Pelissero was talking about the contract extension for KOC, and he mentioned, he's like, "Look, we're guessing, we're speculating. It's around the $15 million." He said, these contracts for coaches are a little bit more hidden than players, which again is a little confusing. Like, why are players' contracts so exposed and coaches are kept behind locked doors? I don't really understand that. That's a conversation for another time. But he said that based on what they're guessing, the terms and the per year is, he's like, it's not in that top tier because, he hasn't won an Andy Reid-esque type of Super Bowls and whatever. Which is interesting because that's the way that players should be treated as well, in a sense. So in the coaching world, I've never really thought about it right until now, that they're paying you for what you've done. In the player world, they pay you for what you've done and what your potential could be. So you look at all these top tier quarterbacks, all these top tier receivers, that's the top of the top. I mean, I just saw a list the other day of like the top paid quarterbacks, and 7 of the 8 aren't even in the playoffs. So these players are getting these gigantically inflated contracts based on performance that has yet to be determined and played out. Like, isn't that a little bit backwards? Or should the coaches be paid for potential?
Both, right? I mean, I think it's column A and column B. But I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a little ridiculous that players will get paid an exorbitant amount just because of, like, well, this is what the market is.
Right.
We have the NFLPA was
Like Purdy,
that's
right?
That's what we got to do because that's what the market is saying we got to do. Like,
Right.
But you don't have to do anything.
Right. Well, again, I've been reading articles that they still think Brock Purdy might get 60 a year and reset the market.
Why?
60?
Because it's his turn. It's the same reason why Jordan Love got 55 and Trevor Lawrence got 55. It's like, that's just how it works, right? So I don't know if he will, but they're saying he might get 55 to 60 million. I think Dak got 60 as well. But if the numbers are right on the Ben Johnson rumors, right, that he's getting 13 a year, if 3 years ago Kevin O'Connell was 6 million and now Ben Johnson is like, I'm not going anywhere unless I get somewhere in the 13 million range, I think that's really interesting because KOC's had to at least prove it.
You got to prove it
to get to 15 million. Ben Johnson's put up a whole bunch of great stats in Detroit, but did he really get 13 right out of the gate? He's got a lot of leverage.
Yeah,
to say I'm not leaving Detroit unless you back up the Brinks truck, and maybe that's why he got 13. If that number's correct, we'll see. Call your hands up.
He has a lot of leverage, and the Bears have painted themselves into a corner.
They have,
because of how bad they screwed up Caleb Williams' first year. They were desperate, and he knew it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I look, I don't despair the coaches for trying to leverage the situation and get as much money as possible. But it is a little bizarre. How many great coordinators have we seen that are terrible head coaches? A lot. And,
sure.
And to come out the gate and be, rumored to be $13 million a year. I know it's a perfect storm of just, the Bears sort of showed their hand and then the rumors for ever since they've fired Eberflus, so it was like, it's Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
And then Ben Johnson's, he and his agent are like, okay, great. We're going to go sniff around just to get some leverage and see if we can get some comps or whatever and just play coy a little bit and get that price up. But that seemed like it was going to happen, 2.5 months ago. I just think it's a little fascinating that these players, Brock Purdy, as a prime example, he doesn't deserve it.
Not 60. He deserves to be a top 15 paid quarterback because that's what he is. But to be the highest paid is preposterous. But that is how NFL free agency works. And that's the point you're making, right? Is that doesn't seem quite fair.
It doesn't seem fair.
The best should be the highest paid. And in football, it's not necessarily the case.
And I don't know what the answer is, but there's a lot of, this isn't the first time, Max, so you can probably jump in on this. There are a lot of people lately trying to figure out why the NBA is failing and why the numbers and viewership is going down. And one of the reasons and one of the things that's been proposed out there, and they've talked about, it's the years and years and years of the players running the system. And the proposal to now get rid of guaranteed contracts in the NBA would help strengthen the competition because these players now feel like I can take rest days because you're going to pay me my money no matter what. I can act like a brat and do whatever because you guys are going to pay me no matter what. And so it's where's the fine line between Brock Purdy making $60 million a year, which is going to handcuff whatever team pays him, whether it's the Niners or not, onto building a competitive team, saying that he deserves this money because that's where the market is. And then you look at the NBA and you're like, one of the reasons why it's failing is because you gave the players the keys to everything and they run the league, and the players shouldn't be running the league. Then they shouldn't be getting 100% guaranteed contracts. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it's got to be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's also like I saw, I don't know if these reports are accurate, that Aaron Glenn's getting a 5-year deal. So when you ask Tom, how many years should we expect an extension out of KOC? It's weird if a first-time coach is getting 5 years. I don't know. I think I'd want KOC for more than 4 with the one that he has left plus 3. Right, I'd want a 4 or 5 year extension if I'm KOC. I've earned it. If I'm him, right, I'd say, why is Ben Johnson getting 13 and I had to earn it, and why is Aaron Glenn getting a 5-year deal? I want like a 5-year deal with like $16 million a year.
Yeah,
I don't know, but again, it'll be interesting because everybody's salary eventually comes out. I don't know. That's why I kind of asked Tom that. I don't know why it takes so long. Again, you can go online and find out what all these guys are making. Andy Reid and Steve Lombardozzi. Yeah. So I just don't know why it takes so long. Because my guess is, and Tom didn't want to say this, Tom knows.
Oh, Tom knows.
Tom knows.
Yeah. Because I asked him,
I wonder why those don't leak out.
3 years or whatever, at least 3 years. And he's like, let's not throw darts at this.
But that's what I think, and I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but I wonder why the reporters don't report that once they know it. Why are they keeping that secret?
Yeah,
there's no need to.
Yeah,
why are the players exploited so much in this system and the coaches aren't?
I don't know. Again, the other thing that we've learned this week is, even though they weren't announced at the same time, I don't think that they are going to be handcuffed together forever, Kwesi and KOC, right? If Kwesi's drafts don't get better, it doesn't matter how much success this team has. At some point, they're going to say this isn't working.
Yeah.
Right? But if you had 2 years of 13 plus wins, and some of that is free agency, and you've wheeled and dealed and you're doing other things well, also hard to just have him as a lame duck GM for the final year of his deal as well. So, but that's going to be interesting to see how long he gets in terms of a contract extension, because he's got way more to prove than KOC.
And I think we're going to see a lot in this upcoming draft that they're going to wheel and deal because they don't have a lot of picks. Now they're probably going to, if Sam Darnold leaves, they'll get a pick for that. I think they'll get maybe another comp pick for Kirk Cousins.
Can I throw something in though?
Yeah.
As you move in that direction, Sauce?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how quickly Jacksonville or somebody would snatch Kwesi up if we let him go? You don't think?
I don't know. I don't know.
That?
I mean,
I don't know.
I think,
Maybe I'm.
and I know, I love the draft. Ben loves the draft. I think when you look at like how well they've done in free agency is fine, but like as Corey said, you can't continue to screw the draft up. And when you go back to the first draft and
the very first one,
the very first one that he was involved in, and you pass on Kyle Hamilton, and then you hand the Lions that wide receiver,
Jameson Williams,
and then you keep moving back, and the guy you drafted, Andrew Booth, is gone.
Lewis
Cine is gone, and Ed Ingram will be gone. That isn't good, right? And then
he's had Jordan Addison and Will Reichard,
right,
and not much else in 3 drafts. That's not enough.
And we keep mentioning the Addison pick is more KOC than
may have been KOC fighting to not trade back again.
And let's be honest. I mean, Dallas Turner has potential, but I don't see why it didn't take off as much as we thought. In my experience, that particular position is one of those positions you can come. If you are a dominant college player, you should walk on an NFL field and be more impactful early on.
Jared Verse.
Question about that, if you don't mind. And again, I keep playing devil's advocate. I don't mean to. Could it be that the two guys in front of him were playing so well?
He had a lot of opportunity. I'll just put it. I mean, yes, the other two guys are playing really, really well. And Van Ginkel, though, was hurt from all of the preseason. And we still didn't hear anything explosively good about Dallas Turner.
And Patrick Jones got hurt, who was in that rotation.
Yep.
And he played, 8 snaps in that last game? So when he shines, but it's just not consistent.
It is a little interesting when you see other draft picks. You named one there in Los Angeles. I mean, I know Braden Fisk is a different position, but you're seeing two guys that are rookies having immediate impact, like baller impact, not just, that was a fun play. Like, okay, cool. We saw maybe 1 or 2 splashy plays a game, maybe a pressure or hurry or quarterback hit, but these guys are like changing the game and changing the way that you have to deal with that defense. I mean, that's hitting on your draft picks.
And Dallas Turner was the preseason favorite to win NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? Based on basically his draft position and where we thought he was going to get drafted, because I think a lot of us thought he was a top 10 pick and he just slid a little bit. So to not win it is not a giant disappointment, right? If he was like, all right, Jared Verse had a better year, a couple guys had a better year, he finished like 5th or 6th in the voting. But to not even get a sniff because you got in there so little and made such a little impact, he wasn't even in the conversation at any point in the year to be Defensive Rookie of the Year.
That's kind of my point, though. If in preseason, after he was drafted, everybody was saying, what a great pick, and then he doesn't perform, is that on the GM? If Lewis Cine is picked because he runs the best defense in the nation, and then he doesn't perform, is it a bad pick?
Well, but ultimately, it is their job to see the future, even though that seems unfair, right? All of us can go back and say, well, yeah, at the time they made a lot of sense. You get paid to prognosticate and see into the future as a GM. And if you're wrong all the time, it's hard to just go hindsight and say, well, I made the right pick at the time. It's like, yeah, but you keep getting it wrong.
And I don't mean to beat a dead horse, and I do, because I say the same 6 things over and over again. The guy that could have taken a Kyle Hamilton is an all-pro at the exact same position.
Right, which means you scouted it wrong or didn't value pick, 12 or 13 or 14 enough?
Yep. So
either way, but look, all of us want him to figure this out. And
100%.
And if Dallas Turner figures it out, and if J.J. McCarthy's the real deal, then he just hit 2 monster home runs in this draft. But to have 3 drafts and just basically have Addison and Reichard is just... Why did the Lions go from one of the worst teams in the history of sports to a Super Bowl contender in about 2 years? They drafted so freaking well. They had that one year where it was, Gibbs, Laporta,
and
Jack Campbell.
Branch.
They had about 2 or 3 years where all they did was hit home runs. And they went from a team where Dan Campbell's, wasn't his first 20 games like 4-16? He was on the brink of getting fired before the owner stood up for him and said, we believe in this guy. But they drafted so well, they turned it around. You can't go 3 years with missing this much and have it be sustainable. You need a
Aiden
lifeblood.
Hutchinson's another one, right?
Yeah.
Got a good point.
And to go back to Hawk's point too, though, the thing you do have to give Kwesi credit for in last year's draft, and you were at the draft party, Ben, is there was no panic. They played that draft board, even though so far it hasn't been home run. They played it perfectly. You waited for the quarterback that you, other than Drake May, you wanted. You didn't panic and give up that 23rd pick. And then you took a guy that everybody would have taken as the first defensive player of that draft, but Leatu Latu went to the Colts. But yeah, they played that draft perfectly. It just has to work out. That was executed. There was no panic. They didn't rush up the board to get to the 5th or 6th pick where they thought McCarthy might go. They waited, and it paid off.
But back to your point about not having very many picks this year. On paper right now, before compensatory picks, we have a 1st and 2 5ths.
Right.
So if we keep waiting for Kwesi to hit home runs in the draft, he's not going to have a lot of bullets this year.
No, and
so you really got to hit on that first one.
And pick 24, I would guess as of right now, they will move back. They will try and get as many picks as they can.
And
I think the only obvious thing here is that I am a huge Kwesi fan and you guys are not. So there you go. I think that's what's going on.
I hope the guy turns it around and keeps killing it. He's killing it in free agency. Just got to land a draft or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting this year would be nice.
Yeah.
That was another serious,
Look at us.
hardcore
Loved it.
sport.
Wow,
What's going on
look
this
at
week?
that. I don't know what's going on.
The first hour of today's show, we literally were doing Key West karaoke.
Yeah, which was
and
great.
all in shock about what Tommy told us off the air. The last 40 minutes have been nothing but sports. What is happening?
That's why this show is average.
Some days. Paul, your hands up.
The Vikings finalists for AP End of the Year awards: Sam Darnold, Comeback Player of the Year.
Hang on, stop there for a second. How many times this year did we flat out get told he's not eligible because he didn't have an injury last year? What is happening?
And he didn't have a hardship. What hardship did he overcome?
He had
remember
plugged tear duct.
Plugged?
It's not even
He
like
had a plug?
it's not even. Well, we don't think Sam can win. It was no. He's not eligible. How is he on the list?
Is the AP thing different than the NFL one, though?
Maybe.
Yeah, these are
Yeah.
nominated by Adrian Peterson.
And the AP does not understand the difference.
And then
His whole comeback player of the year thing is way different.
Coach of the Year, Kevin O'Connell. Assistant Coach of the Year, Brian Flores.
No kidding. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good news.
I don't get it. The Darnold thing. I don't get it.
I'm right.
Thought he wasn't eligible.
Right.
Speaking of awards, though, you said the Academy Award nominations are out?
Yeah.
When we
They
come
are.
back and when we do headlines, when we come back, should we go through those and figure out how many movies we've seen this year? Because my guess is Max and Chris have seen almost all of them,
Almost all
and I
of
bet
them.
I've seen almost none of them. We'll walk through that and more with Ben Lieber and the rest of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
Wow. Sus just invented a plot point.
Go on.
No, I can't say it on there, but it's
I did
brilliant.
not say that. I was giving a movie review from a movie that came out in
Yeah, now
07.
listen, here's the thing that you're going to be frustrated by a little bit, Core. The movie he's about to say that is now his favorite movie of all time.
I already know because he told me off the air that
Yeah.
he watched it. There Will Be Blood?
Yeah, it came out the same year as
No Country.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, he says it's better.
It's not. I mean,
I
that's
didn't
why
say
No
that.
Country won Best Picture that year. But it's one of the best movies in the last 20
great.
years.
Yeah, it's a fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Perfection.
at
I
that
loved
time,
every
dude.
second of it.
That Contom's on TV right now.
I mean,
Dude,
Daniel Day-Lewis in that movie is about as good as an actor
no,
can be.
bastard in a basket.
Paul
How about that?
Dano's better.
Oh, man.
Paul Dano is a kid who hasn't done many movies, and he goes up against Daniel Day-Lewis in that
Yeah.
movie. Unbelievable.
They're both
Who's got the
fantastic.
guts to do that?
Right. It's it's fantastic.
Really
Speaking
good.
of movies,
Yeah, shall we?
yeah, the Oscars just came out.
Let me hit the old...
Don't hit the music.
Let me hit this music.
Okay.
Now
All right,
it's
good.
time
Thank you.
for Headlines.
Headlines brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric. Go solar in 2025.
Solo.
Start the process now. Reach out to my friends at Wolf River Electric. They're awesome. WolfRiverElectric.com. All right. I don't even have them in front of me.
I do.
I want to be surprised like everybody else. Everybody that's listening in their cars. Play along in your cars.
Ben, do you care?
Do I care about what?
About
The
the Oscar
Oscars.
nominations?
For sure.
Will you go through them today on Twin Cities Live?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I have a guest idea for you for your show too. Remind
Oh,
me.
you do?
I
Okay.
do.
Yeah, thank you.
My buddy Alan Eskins, the author, has a new book that's coming out. And
Okay.
you've had him on the show before. He's great, and the new book is getting rave reviews. Okay,
Great.
here we go.
Okay.
For Best Picture, Anora,
Phenomenal movie.
The Brutalist.
Hey, what the hell is it?
What's Anora?
Oh, you don't know about Anora?
Anora's so good, dude. It's probably my favorite movie that I saw last year. It's about a stripper, a Russian billionaire, a kid of a Russian billionaire comes into her strip club, and it's kind of almost Pretty Woman-esque, where he's just like loves hanging out with her so much. He's like, let's just go get married. And she thinks that she kind of hits a lottery ticket out of that lifestyle. And not a spoiler, but that is not the case. And the movie kind of just spirals from there. But
Anybody noteworthy in it, or is it a bunch of unknowns?
mostly unknown people.
You would
Mikey,
recognize the face of the lady. Do you remember? You guys never saw the latest Tarantino movie?
yeah, Once Upon. Yeah, she was in Once
Yeah, she
Upon a
was in
Time.
that
Mikey Madison is her name, and she is.
Okay.
She. I hope she wins the Best Actress.
I don't think that it'll win Best Film, though, because The Brutalist is in this as well. Everybody's going crazy about that.
Yeah, there is some controversy with The Brutalist though lately.
Really?
Is that they found out that they used some AI voice kind of technique thing to help make Adrian Brody's Hungarian accent.
That doesn't bother me a bit. Maybe it would bother me if he was up for Best Actor, and it looks like he probably will.
Yeah,
be.
he is.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. We don't know.
That's okay. Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan movie. Conclave,
So good.
Dune Part 2,
Got to see it in IMAX.
Amelia Perez, I haven't seen.
No, I've people are saying it doesn't really deserve to be among these movies. I haven't seen it yet though.
Oh, that's the gal that can name all the foods that start with Q.
That's right. I'm Still Here,
Brilliant.
Nickel Boys, The Substance.
made it as a wise man.
No spoilers, all right? We haven't gotten to Best
Oh.
Picture yet. I assume the Nickelback documentary will be on there.
The Substance is, that's
Demi Moore.
awesome for horror movies in general. Like, how often do you see a horror movie as a Best Picture
Right.
nominee?
And Wicked. Those are your Best Picture nominees.
Okay,
I've seen one of them.
Wicked.
Yeah.
You didn't see Dune?
No.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen. Dune 2.
You didn't see Conclave?
What? No.
Take the kids.
Yeah. Don't.
Conclave, you could
Yeah.
technically take the kids.
Well, you can take Louis. He would. Yeah.
He wouldn't understand
He
what the
wouldn't
hell's going
understand
on.
what- yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know who the Pope is.
Oh, yeah.
For Best Actor in a Leading Role, Adrian Brody, The Brutalist. Timothy Chalamet, Complete Unknown.
Winner. Relax.
Calm
Deep
down.
breath.
Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing.
Phenomenal movie.
Ralph Fiennes for Conclave.
Is that the guy from Made in Manhattan?
And Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice.
Okay.
For Best Actress in a Leading Role, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked.
Anybody want to try the Defying Gravity? No? Sauce, you want to try it?
Is that from that movie?
Sure.
Oh, that's a great part. That's where the witch lady becomes the witch. Spoiler, damn it.
Can you hit the note?
No. Hello, Gravity.
What?
I don't know.
Hello, Gravity.
That's the song.
Hello, Gravity.
It's the Joker.
That's from Wicked. Carla Sofia Gascon for Amelia Perez. Mikey Madison for Anora. Demi Moore for The Substance. And Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here.
All right, I'm going to make a prediction.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be the lowest rated Oscars of all time.
Why?
So many of these movies are going to be complete, no pun intended, a complete unknown to almost everybody that's watching them, except for Wicked, right? Wicked was a movie that got 1,000 commercials a minute, right? We all got overexposed to the promotion, and then it was a gigantic hit, and everybody seemed to love it. The rest of these movies, I think a lot of people are going to go, what the hell is Anora? What the hell is Amelia Perez? What the hell is The Substance? Like, I think so many of these movies are just off the board. It's going to be rough.
Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Yura Borisov for Anora.
What?
Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain.
Man, I saw that
Probably gonna
movie.
win.
Was that good?
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was
it's,
good.
It's sad. It's a tough watch. Yeah, it's good though.
But
Yeah.
sad in a lighthearted way.
Yeah, kind of until the end.
Until the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
The end is heavy.
The end is heartbreaking.
And Edward Norton for Complete Unknown.
Worm.
Yeah, he's great in that.
Who does he play?
He plays
Sorry.
Guthrie?
I didn't mean to catch you
Pete
off guard.
Seeger. Pete Seeger.
Seeger.
Yeah,
Bob's brother?
correct. Guy Pearce for The Brutalist.
He's so evil in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Guy Pearce still acting. That's
My God.
fantastic.
Major. That's a big part of that movie. right?
Madonna was
Yeah.
married to?
What is The Brutalist? I need to look this up.
3.5 hours.
It's like a 3.5 hour movie about a guy who escapes from the Nazi regime in World War II era Hungary, and he's an architect, a respected architect over there, and then he comes over here and is obviously the immigrant experience is not a respected architect over here, and it kind of builds his rise and then eventual fall. And there is an intermission, which does, I will say, make a world of a difference when you're watching a movie that long. And part 1 and part 2 are essentially completely different movies with the same characters. They have completely different tones.
I thought it was really cool that they have the Frisbee dogs come out during the intermission.
Yeah, they had the chair guy, Red Panda.
Red Panda.
Mhm.
Right,
Yep.
yeah.
99% on Rotten Tomatoes, 225 of the 225 of the 226 reviews.
Go ahead.
Positive.
Say it.
The one.
Lavelli Neil the Third.
Oh, come
Why
on.
can't it just be 100% Lavelle? Just vote for The Brutalist. And by the way, shout out to Red Panda, who's up for the Academy Award for Best Intermission Halftime Show.
Wow. They give an award away for
Yeah,
that
it
now?
is. Chris already mentioned Frisbee Dogs,
Yep.
Red Panda, the old guy in the chair, and Vanilla
Oh, man.
Ice.
Don't get Max started on the chair guy.
And my grandpa is up for an award. And Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. I'll go a little quicker. Best Actress Supporting Role, Monica Barbaro in A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez. Best Director, the guy for Nora, the guy for The Brutalist, the guy for Complete Unknown, the guy for Amelia Perez, and I believe the lady for The Substance. What did you ask about, you wanted to know about? The documentary. Best Documentary Feature Film, Black Box Diaries. All right.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for congratulating me on my first Oscar nomination.
Man, I like the book.
Dear Diary. It's me, Max again. Wait till you hear this one.
She won't leave.
Dear Diary, it's Tommy. What am I doing here?
I'm watching.
Dear Diary, it's Tommy. You.
Yeah, right. Gross.
Oh, man.
I did it again.
Yeah, every page is just, I did it again. I did it again.
So yeah, there you go. That's enough.
Okay.
That's the Oscars. Let me tell you a fun story that I found out yesterday, though. Do you guys remember the lady who slapped the S out of the police officer in Jaws?
Sure. The mom.
Mrs. Kintner.
Yep.
Lee Fierro was her name. The actress.
Yeah, she lives in Flavortown.
That's correct. Yeah, you got it.
Well played.
Mrs. Kintner in Jaws was visiting a seafood restaurant in Massachusetts and noticed there was an item on the menu called the Alex Kintner sandwich. The name of the son,
Yep.
of course. She was amused because she gets the joke. So she mentioned to the staff that she'd played the character's mom in that film. So they went back and got the restaurant owner, and he came out to greet her. It was Jeffrey Voorhees, the kid who played Alex Kintner. She had no idea that he owned that restaurant. She just happened to be in the restaurant.
Get out of here.
Jason's brother?
Jeffrey, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Jeffrey Voorhees, the kid who played Alex Kintner in the film, was the guy who owned the restaurant.
Which makes more sense because why the hell at any restaurant would you name a sandwich
Absolutely.
after a kid that gets torn to shreds by a great white shark?
Right.
Unless you're the guy and says, hey, this is my restaurant. I'm naming a sandwich or whatever after myself.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
So does it go even further then? Is the sandwich like human pastrami or what's the deal?
It's a great question. It doesn't say that, but it does say that the two got it on and are still married.
Chris ad-libbed that
I
part.
did.
Yeah.
That's more fanfic, I think. Whoa.
You better believe it. Anyway, so there you go. That's a
gotta
cool
be
story.
a pretty bloody sandwich.
Gross.
Sick.
And a lot of mustard, right? Because the raft was yellow.
Oh, good
I don't remember
detail.
that.
And that dude's dog had just been eaten. So
Yeah.
the shark probably had a bunch of hair still in his mouth.
I don't want to watch this film anymore. I really don't.
Jaws?
Yeah, because like you keep, you rave about it. It's like one of your favorite films.
It's one of the greatest films of all
I
time.
didn't know
It's
that
excellent.
a kid gets eaten and a dog gets. I don't want to watch.
Sharks
that.
don't discriminate.
Yeah.
They're hungry.
Yeah,
Sharks don't care.
Keep the
Did you
dog
think the
away from
shark
the
tickled
water.
him?
Yeah.
Dude, I told you when Harper saw it for the first time, she was what, eight or nine?
Oh, whoa.
And even though they don't show the dog getting eaten. They just show that the stick that he was chasing is floating. So they imply that dog is gone. And when the light bulb went off over my 8 or 9 year old daughter's head, that did the shark eat? She had tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
She cried.
Oh, yeah.
She cried harder at the idea of a dog being gone than she did when Alex Kintner got torn to shreds. And I mean torn
Why
to
is
shreds.
this a good movie?
She's raised
unbelievable.
She's raised
And it does hold up.
What
It
is the
does hold
draw?
up,
Like,
yes.
what is the?
It's a
is there
masterpiece.
lesson to it?
I am a little
yeah,
disappointed.
yes.
Yes.
There's Zach, have you never heard the show? There's a lesson. The great
I know.
Richard
Yes.
Oaknick once said, that's their territory. That's where sharks live. If there were dinosaurs outside, we wouldn't go play baseball. The lesson is, why would you ever go in the ocean?
I just realized if there's dinosaurs outside, it wouldn't change your life one bit.
I know. That's why I don't go outside.
That's
well, there's
why he's an
alligators
avid
and stuff.
indoorsman.
Not here.
But still, what if they make their way up?
Avid indoors.
I just can't believe that you looked over at your daughter and saw her crying and told her to grow the hell up.
Get over it.
Yeah, move on.
The dog didn't really die.
Yeah.
It absolutely holds up, though. Still does. It's fantastic.
Super good, yeah.
I want to watch it, but I don't.
No,
Sounds
you
like a
gotta
big bummer.
watch
You
it.
have to.
You gotta
Sounds
watch
like
it.
a
I'm jealous that
bummer.
you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
It's so good.
There are some jump scares that still get you. Like
my
it
God.
actually is
Yeah.
sort of creepy and scary.
it's
The
excellent.
underwater scene, right?
Yes.
When Richard Dreyfuss
Yes.
is
At the beginning
scuba
of the movie,
diving.
yeah.
You don't like scary
100%.
movies.
Yeah.
It's not like scary movie.
The buildup of suspense is great. And on that note,
Masterpiece.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
Have a great championship weekend.
Who wins? Quickly.
Bills, Eagles, Super Bowl.
Bills, Eagles.
Whoa, are you on a horsey?
Yeah. The horse collapsed.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate you being here.
Hope you're wearing your helmet.
I like that guy.
No.
Twin Cities Live, 3
Ben's
to
a good guy.
4:30.
I like him.
Yeah, Ben's the best.
I watch it every day.
You know what I wanted to ask him? If the producer for Westwood One is better at his job than I am, but I'm afraid of the answer.
Oh, did you hear that, Ben? Is
No,
the
don't ask him.
Is the producer
We'll turn our mics off
No,
here.
don't ask
is
him.
the producer at Westwood One better than the one for the Vikings radio network? Yes or no?
1,000%.
Hawk, he said you're better.
He said he's what?
You're better. He said you're Eddie Vedder.
Here's Key West Chris.
You know, he's back.
Oh, welcome to my bar. This is where I live. I just gave up on life. That's the end of my song.
It's not bad.
I just gave up. I'm not good at anything. And my breath ain't bad. It ain't as bad as meat sauce Paul Everts. Let's take off our clothes and get down naked. Everybody, let's have a good time. You only get one life to live, and it ain't so fun unless you're naked and rubbing things.
All your hands up.
I have something that'll cheer Hawk up. Hawk, you ready?
Yeah.
CBS has ordered a pilot for a new FBI spinoff titled FBI CIA.
Come on.
On CBS?
Yes. You watch FBI, don't you?
Is there any...
It's a network television show, so probably not.
I think Chris is implying that he would like CBS, FBI, CIA to have TNA, and he is asking WHY. It does not.
Right.
He also, when he lives down in the Florida Keys, will 100% wear an FBI hat that says female body inspector. Right? Yeah.
Those went triple platinum at Stephen Barry's.
Oh, yeah.
I'll spec that body of yours. That bring on down the body and I'll spec it. Oh, I got 2 hands. You got 2 babies. You don't? Oh, that's okay. 2 or 3 or 1, I don't care. Bring them in them boobies. Bring them in them boobies. I'll part of the FBI. The FBI, I'm an FBI guy. Oh, bring me damn boobies. Oh, bring it on, mother.
He's motorboating. My God.
Boy, this guy's a creepy perv.
He sounded like Eddie Vedder doing Animal. A little bit.
Turned into Dougie Fresh.
I don't know what that was.
Season 3 of White
10
Lotus
hit.
has not aired yet, but HBO has already picked it up for a 4th season. There will be a 4th season of White Lotus.
Good.
If you want to get depressed, but it's fantastic. And depressing as hell.
Really quick, Corey.
Yes, Zachary.
We mentioned yesterday that people get ready to experience the raw energy of 9 Inch Nails live. Catch them when they take over the Xcel Energy Center on August 17th for a night of unforgettable music and intense performances. Tweet at KFAN how many inches those nails are for your chance to win tickets to see them at Xcel Energy Center on August 17th. But tickets will go on sale next week.
So you tweet at KFAN, but you have to guess. It's like guessing the initials tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have to guess how
I
many.
may have already gave the answer away.
You have to guess how many inches the nails are that are going to be playing.
Yes. Tickets go on sale next Wednesday at noon.
Are we eligible to guess or not?
We are not. So don't.
Oh, here we go. FBI boys back.
Zach needs a few more inches than that.
I do.
That's the end of the song.
You need more than 9?
I'm greedy.
Jesus.
You're gritty?
Sauce.
You're great.
Whether it's 7th Avenue Pizza or any other pizza place in the entire world. Give me your order. Go. As fast as your pizza order. Go.
Utah. Give me 2.
Yeah, give me 2.
Pepperoni, sausage,
Not so fast, my friend.
onion, and extra cheese.
Jesus. Zach, go.
Extra
Quick.
cheese.
That's it?
Maybe a sausage if I'm feeling
Chris,
crispy.
go.
Extra cheese, extra sauce, pepperoni, and beef.
Okay, Max.
Who farted?
Not to go Tommy on the bit, but meat lovers pizza, extra cheese, thin crust.
You?
Utah.
What? I've never had pizza. Not once in my life, never will. Do you guys, when was the last time you ordered something different than what you just said?
All the time.
Yeah.
Not very often.
Yeah.
That's almost
Yesterday.
always
Yesterday?
the same thing for me.
I always try different stuff. So.
The average American hasn't changed their pizza order in over 2 years.
That's me. That's me.
Wow.
I'm very average.
And the Midwest has the reputation for the least experimental with food. So if you are in the Midwest, you are the most likely to have the same pizza order over and over and over again.
Why don't you mix it up?
Uh-oh. FBI's back. The female body inspector.
He cranks out songs quick.
I'm buying you an FBI hat.
I once worked at Domino's,
Oh, yeah.
and I brought a pizza to a MILF.
God.
MILF. Yeah, I said I once worked at Domino's. I brought pizza to a MILF. She was so disappointed. She said, "Is it ever gonna get any bigger?" And I said, "Ain't no."
Don't rhyme that.
This guy will never.
I love it, man.
Hey, Hawk.
I love your duets too, by the way.
Based on a true story.
Yeah.
Hawk,
Yes.
if I bought you an FBI female body inspector shirt, would you wear it?
What's wrong with the one I already got?
Oh, yeah. It's used.
How about this? 57% of Americans say they are open to trying new pizza combinations, but, quote, don't know where to start.
Nah, I can feel it.
What?
Don't know where to start.
Yeah, I mean, we're a really
Try
smart
a
country.
chicken Alfredo or something. I don't know.
Would you eat that?
Yeah. The
That's
white
really
sauce, the red sauce, who gives a darn?
Oh, God. FBI boys back.
Is that my rap name?
Yeah.
Sauce was in bed with little wee. It was their first night together. He said, "I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start."
Wow.
She said, "Let's just get this over with." Who's that standing at the window? "Hi, Rosie." "Who's that standing at the window?" "Hi, Rosie." "Rosie, come on in. Show me how to do it."
Wow.
So Rosie came through the window, and give somebody a tip.
Oh my God. Oh, brilliant. Took me a second. Brilliant. Just brilliant.
That one will be on Spotify later. Or I mean iHeartRadio, the new app. The new app.
All new and improved iHeartRadio app. Okay. Sauce?
Yeah.
Is that a true story?
No.
Close?
No.
Is this a true story, Sauce? Is this going to hit a little too close to home? Man. A woman in Pennsylvania is accused of chaining her 11-year-old son to a basement fuel tank for hours.
Why do I have to do it?
Hear her out. What did
you just ask?
What do I have to do with this?
What do you have to do with this? A woman in Pennsylvania is accused of chaining her 11-year-old son to a basement fuel tank for hours because he ate too many hot dogs.
Yeah.
Paul, your hands up.
That woman, the FBI agent over there?
Well, clearly she cares about physical fitness, right? This kid had too many hot dogs, so she chained him up. So my guess is she's probably pretty fit, or at least cares a little bit more than her son does.
Yeah.
He had too many hot dogs.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Caught in a trap.
Oh, are you singing this song?
Yeah, another duet. Let's go.
This is Elvis.
FBI and FBO.
Oh, brilliant.
Who's FBO?
You are.
Fat-bodied ugly man?
You think ugly starts with O?
Let me tell you a little bit story. Here's still about old Tommy, old Tommy.
Oh, don't. You said you wouldn't.
Let me tell you about little Tommy. Well, Tommy ate too many hot dogs, and he never had to chew.
Oh, my God.
So his mom and dad chained him to the radiator. That's what this.
A one-armed man stabbed a relative in the head and the neck after an argument over a remote control. The relative is in serious condition, and the police, just like in the movie The Fugitive, are still looking for the one-armed man.
Oh, God.
Give me that remote bit. Give me that remote bit. Give me that remote bit. Getting all stabby in here. Give me that remote bit. Give me that remote bit. I'm getting all stabby in here. In here. In here.
That was white Michael Jackson singing, "Give me that remote, bitch. It's getting all stabby in here."
Well played.
Don't say it like that.
That was James Beige.
All right. Let's look ahead into the future. The year 2075. That's freaking 50 years from now. I'll do the white bear math for you, Zachary. According to a recent survey, here's a list of some, quote, normal things that some people think are going to be obsolete in 50 years. Tell me if you think these can hang on for 50 more years. Ready?
Please don't be masturbation.
Plastic packaging for food.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think that'll be a thing in 50 years.
No, of course
I think we're moving on. Animal captivity. Do you think zoos will be a thing in 50 years?
No.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know about that.
Some of them are scientific, right? They're like actually helping the animals out.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
My
like zoos as they exist.
yeah, my girls went to the Phoenix Zoo over the weekend because they had a handful of hours to kill, and they said there was a white rhino there, super rare, right? And I'm like, oh, that must have been cool. My wife and kiddo both were like, that was the most depressing thing I've ever seen. It was just standing in the corner by itself, and it looked like it hated its life. And I'm like, yeah, it sucks.
Let me out of here. I just had a son.
Yep. Social media. Will it?
No.
Will it? Taking shrapnel.
Wow.
Will social media survive the next 50 years?
Yeah, of course.
I think it's going to be in a completely different form that none of us could even comprehend because it's 50 years out. But on some level, of course, it's still going to be here.
I would guess.
I just don't know what it's going to look like in 50 years.
Yeah, I don't know how you put that back in the bottle.
Cancer. Will cancer still be a thing in 50 years?
Nah, get that bastard out of here.
I don't think so.
I think we're trending the right way, but
Yeah.
I mean, they've
The
probably been
nanobots
thinking
and
that
stuff like
forever,
that.
but who knows
Right.
exactly. 9 to 5?
The song?
I don't think that's going to. I think the 9 to 5 workday will not be here.
No.
And then the last one is idolizing billionaires and celebrities. Will that still be a thing in 50 years?
I hope not.
I don't know.
Again, what
Probably
you
not.
hope and what you think.
Exactly.
People just love him, man.
You know what? In 50 years, we might go a whole cycle of hating them and then loving them again by then. You know what I
That's
mean?
a good point.
Yeah, good point. Speaking of celebrities, Ryan Jeffers of the Minnesota Twins makes his Power Trip and Initials debut tomorrow. That'll be super cool. He'll be here about 7:30. Make his Initials debut at 8:15. We'll have Parrish tomorrow, Marnie tomorrow. And one of you has a shot at $83,000 tomorrow with the St. Paul Federal Credit Union Initials jackpot. 5:30 to 9 tomorrow. See you.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You two have a love you.